Greetings all, this is Josh here with my first video of what I jokingly call Stump the Preacher, where we take a look at questions that people have about the Bible and about God and about things of that nature. So the first question I want to tackle this week is one that a lot of people ask me, which is, do I have to go to church to be a Christian? I've seen this a lot in ministry where people come to church for a while, they seem committed, they seem excited, they give their life over to Jesus, they go through a baptism, and then they never set foot in church ever again. They don't even answer phone calls, anything of that nature. And that's really distressing to me as somebody whose life is devoted to church. So do you have to go to church to consider yourself a Christian? Well, the first thing you need to understand about that is that's kind of an absurd question, at least if you're looking at it biblically, from the perspective of the early church. To them, the church wasn't something that you went to, it was something that you were a part of. It would be like asking a Marine, do you enjoy going to Marines? Marines wasn't something he was a part of, or Marines wasn't something he went to, it was something he was a part of. It was who he was, or she was, in this case. It should be the same way with church. Church shouldn't be something that we go to because we have to, or go to because it's something we feel like God says we have to do. But it should be something we're a part of. In fact, the word used most often that we translate church in the Bible was the word ecclesia, which means assembly. Church isn't a building. It isn't a meeting place. The church is something that you are a part of. It's a group of believers gathered together. And we see this as being very important in the early church. In fact, in Acts chapter 2, starting about verse 42 through the end of the chapter, it talks about how they met together. They met together for communion. They met together for the apostles' teaching, what we would call the New Testament. They met together to encourage one another. They met together for prayer. This wasn't something that they begrudgingly went to because they felt like they had to. This was something that they were a part of and that they looked forward to. Church was something that they got to do. In fact, we in America, asking this question, is church something we have to go to? There are so many Christians in the world who will meet in caves or meet in hidden places because they can't wait to get a part of church, even though it's illegal in their country. Church should be something that we desire. The writer of Hebrews says in chapter 10, verse 25, "Let us not give up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but let us encourage one another, and all the more as we see the day of approaching." That day is the day of judgment, the last day here on earth, when Jesus will come back and will judge everyone for what they've done. We are approaching that time. Church shouldn't be something that we begrudgingly go to, but should be something that we look forward to as a place where we can encourage one another, as a place where we can share our struggles, as a place where we can pray for one another. It should be something that we belong to, something that we're excited about, not something that we hate having to go to and might go if it's convenient or if we don't feel like sleeping in. So, I hope that this answers your question, if that's a question you have or a question that you've ever been asked, to help you to be able to explain that to somebody else. Be sure to click on over to my YouTube channel to subscribe to make sure you don't miss any videos. And also, if you have a question, please feel free to contact me in some way on Facebook, comment on YouTube, send me a text if you have my phone number. And I would love to be able to address whatever questions you have in my video next week. Thank you very much. Have a good day.